folks, this evening. We're here on a Wednesday. We had to completely shift our show because of the incidents that are happening in Utah. So we've shifted our show to talk about First Amendment because I think that's the core of the hatred that's happening between our country right now. And before we get into that, we are going to do about 30 minutes of the serious First Amendment stuff and what happened with Charlie Kirk. But in the second half of the show, we're going to lighten it up and do our normal wager wire, talk about football, baseball, what's happening coming in. You're dressed.
I'm just for the second half of the show. I wasn't planning on talking about
half.
Right.
I usually
this
change
is a lighter day.
I usually change my shirt from morning to evening show, but I'm still in this. So if I'm a little on the right side, I apologize.
That's okay.
So I will try and keep my arms down. So Lenny, tell the people, nice people, where we're at. We are in the
Bozard Ford Studio.
That is right. And these wonderful people, Bozard Ford Lincoln in St. Augustine.
And they are.
Their goal is to make sure your time and experience buying a car is stress-free, fun, and enjoyable. Bozard is a family-owned Ford dealership that has been in business since 1949. Bozard Ford Lincoln has been the recipient of numerous dealer awards, including being ranked #1 automotive dealership in the nation by Dealer Rater. Bozard Ford also has won back-to-back President's Awards, which is the highest honor given by Ford Motor Company. Check them out today online at bozardford.com.
Established in 2006, Solar Stick is a local portable power company proudly committed to American manufacturing, constant innovation, and creating jobs right here in St. Augustine, Florida. Solar Stick's focus on providing solutions for self-sufficiency helps users all over the world complete missions and save lives. Solar Stick, changing lives, saving lives, and reviving American manufacturing, which is very important.
All right. These guys revive my my account every year when it comes to taxes, and I'm talking about Hebert Kresge and Associates. For trusted financial guidance with personal touch, turn to Hebert Kresge and Associates, serving St. Augustine since 1989 with over 125 years of combined service. Their team offers expert services in tax planning, estate and trust work, business valuations, payroll, and more. Whether you're starting a business or planning for the future, they deliver smart, customized solutions that grow with you. Call 904-460-0747 or visit HebertKresgeCPA.com. Hebert Kresge and Associates, where your success is their mission.
When your comfort's on the line, trust Powell Heating and Air Conditioning, serving St. Augustine 24/7, 365 days a year with no overtime fees. From expert AC installation and emergency repairs to duct cleaning and routine maintenance, Powell's skilled team and fully stocked 15,000 square foot warehouse are always ready. They service all brands and offer flat rate pricing you can count on. Call 904-794-2665. That's 794-COOL, or book online today. Powell and Heating Air, your comfort, their promise.
All right, we have other amazing sponsors. I'm going to take those from you, Lenny. Put it in the paper clip. Somehow a Tuesday squeaked into our Wednesday reads.
How did it open?
I don't know. Brightway tried to get that extra one, but they are amazing.
Okay.
They are amazing, and we have several amazing sponsors that we have not mentioned yet. Meehan's Irish Pub, A.D. Davis Construction, Land Title of America, Kaiser's Deli and Market, St. Augustine Distillery, and Citygate Spirits, A to Z Roofing and Waterproofing, Anastasia Diner, Moultrie Creek Diner, Mr. Electric, Brightway Insurance, they tried to sneak in, St. Augustine Pirate and Treasure Museum, The Saint, and Solar Stick. Solar Stick, did we read Solar Stick today?
I did Solar Stick.
You did. So I mentioned them again because they're wonderful. They need to be mentioned several times.
They're reviving American manufacturing, which is, as I said, very important.
It is very important. All right. So this afternoon, evidently it happened, in around noontime, I guess, in Utah.
12 o'clock their time.
Yeah. Charlie Kirk, I don't really know what to call him. He's a conservative, and I don't know if I can call him an activist, but he's a conservative talking head, I guess. He travels around from college to college defending this conservative
values.
values.
Yes. So Charlie Kirk is a conservative activist. He started the Turning Point Action and Turning Point USA campaign, like to get conservative messaging across the college campuses to get the youth into more conservative actions.
Okay, so I mean, I think the term activist is broader. So I mean, I don't know. When I think of activists, I think of somebody who has, I guess his mission is to get that conservative. So that would be his activism.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if it's fair to call him a provocateur. I think he might have started out that way,
Mm-hmm.
but he became a lot more broad-based in his coalition to encompass more people in it.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, his outreach to the youth of America, or the conservative youth of America, is very, very strong.
Yeah. Well, you know, the problem with this, and we talked about it, you know, what can bring a country together. But this, I think, is really going to show the far outs. And I think it's already showing the extremes from both sides, because what I've seen online and just on my feeds, my Republican friends are blaming all liberals for this, which is bullshit.
Of course.
And my far liberal friends are like, yeah, he's been asking for it, which is an absolute ridiculous statement to make. And if you're making those statements,
there's no place for that.
It's an embarrassment. And that's the reason I wanted the topic today to be about the First Amendment and freedom of speech. I didn't always agree with Charlie, but he always did do his homework. And if you fact checked him, he had a lot of the numbers down really well. He's a 31-year-old man with 2 children. You know, he felt strongly about his beliefs, which is what we're supposed to be able to do safely in the United States. And it just really, you know, doing what we do in the back and forth that we do, I don't know if it'll affect our responses, but it definitely has emotionally affected me since this happened. Okay, have I made someone that mad with my words that this could take me from my family? And to me, living in the United States, that should not ever be a question.
Correct.
So,
it's interesting to see what the president does, because in national times of crisis, and I will put this as a national time of crisis because of the situation, the individual, where it happened, and the climate in the country now, the president is usually the person that tries to bring people together. And I'd like to believe that Trump has it in him. It remains to be seen, but I'm hoping that he becomes a unifier if he can, instead of a divider in this situation, because this right now, it's going to be up to him to try to calm people down and get us through this.
yeah. And this particular situation, I'm hoping he puts his own ego away and he doesn't target other individuals and focuses on the heinous crime that's actually happened. Because this is, I mean, it's a crime.
This is going to be personal for him because he was very close with Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, no, and without a doubt. Yeah. But it was a crime. It was not, you know, don't blame the media for this person doing this action. Us not give him a scapegoat. This person should be, you know, I am an eye for an eye guy and I'm a capital punishment guy, which, you know, I know not everyone agrees with that. But I can tell you, this person, what he did, because he traumatized all those people that were there, everybody who's now seen it. I don't know. I kind of wish I hadn't.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it was horrific. Like,
yeah,
but
I kind of wish I watched it from the distance, and then I watched the closer up one, and I really wish I hadn't seen that. Because, I mean, you know, here's a young man with a bright future, intelligent young man who could have done a lot of great things that's been snatched from our country. You know, and you gotta believe it was because of his own political beliefs and the words he was saying.
You would think until they have the person who did it and get his motives.
Yeah. They
you're
do
gonna
have
have
him in custody.
Actually,
No,
no,
they don't.
They don't?
No,
So,
no,
so,
no.
so,
Oh, that was a false.
Yeah, so
they don't have anybody.
Here, so the university originally announced that the person that most people saw on Twitter, he was in custody, but however they announced that was not a suspect, and that person that was in the blue shirt, the old man in the blue shirt, was not the suspect. So they are looking for a different suspect. In this.
Oh, gosh.
Yes, but they did say they did say the person that did this act was in a campus building that was 200 yards away. They're unsure about what type of weapon was used or any of that sort. So they are looking for the
They'll
suspect.
be able to figure that out
Yes.
pretty easily.
Yes.
Once they get the bullet, for sure.
Yes.
They'll be able to figure that out. When
And
they
let
do the
alone that
forensics on
Utah
it.
is a open and closed carry state, and on college campuses. You can carry a gun in Utah on a college campus, open or concealed.
And
Concealed if you have a permit.
Yeah, and I can tell you I've had a gun within 5 feet of me most of my life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, growing up, you know, and there was always one in the back of the truck, and yes, there's still one there. You know, not once have I said I'm going to shoot that person. So
Right.
that opened, and you know, those carries. That's not the problem. The problem is still comes down to the mental capacity of the individual pulling the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a liberal thing. This is not a conservative thing. And everybody who's trying to make it that, you're wrong. And if you disagree with me, guess what? You're allowed to disagree with me. We're allowed to not have that same opinion. This was an individual who is now a criminal. They don't have a D and a R beside their name anymore. They're a criminal.
Right.
All right. They had to have, if you're pulling a trigger on someone you don't know, and we're assuming it's someone who didn't know him personally.
You'd like to believe that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm making that assumption. You have something mentally not clicking properly in you.
yeah.
And I can't, you know, and I know they were talking about transgender. I know they were talking about different cultural groups and stuff like that. It doesn't matter at this point what his gender is. It doesn't matter her gender is. It doesn't matter, you know, what the culture is they come from. They are now a criminal, and they're put in a different group. Like, you're raising your hand.
No,
Do you need to jump in?
No, I was stretching. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I
didn't know we had to raise our hands to get called
No,
on this
well,
class.
well, we can't really see
I
Blake
know.
behind the TV. So when he sticks his hand up like this, we can actually see his hand.
Well, you have your glasses on, so you can see that far away. Without my glasses on, I can't even
You
see
couldn't
him.
even see his hand?
No.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, but I definitely do hope the local, state, federal level look for this individual, because it's
Of course they will.
This is an all-out manhunt
Exactly,
or woman
yeah.
hunt. I mean,
100%. But my main concern is not like now basically. So it of course comes down to the president's response to this, is saying like, okay, what like so how should the president respond?
Right.
And what is he going to say afterwards? Like after this, like the day after, like, is probably going to be like the most important time for see like what happens, because like my main
and
concern
that's what Lenny was saying also. I mean, his response is the most crucial component of, does he create the divide, or does he try and make this an actual, I mean, this is a human being's life. This is a father, this is a son,
Right.
this is somebody that we pretty much all know. You don't have to agree with him.
Right.
But if you don't feel some sadness for the country right now on what led up to this shooting, you're kind of missing the point of what we're trying to get across right now.
Right. And at this point in time, this is going to be a watershed moment for the president, the way he handles this one in particular, because if he divides instead of unifies, then we're just going down a darker path, and it's not going to get any better. If he has an opportunity, which he does now, to try to bring people together, to try to mollify the situation, bad choice of words, I suppose.
Yeah, that's not right.
But to try to calm the situation as best he can, because you're going to have people on the right in particular going nuts, and you're going to have people on the left that are frightened.
No, they're already doing it online, and it's, you know, it's like, oh, if you're a liberal, just take me off your link, or if you're a Republican, just take me off your link. you guys are missing the point.
Right.
I mean,
You need to keep dialogue.
You need to keep that conversation going. And if you want to put your head in the ground and just walk away and turn your back on your fellow Americans, because they don't have to agree with you. There is no rule that says they have to think the exact same way you do. All right. No matter what that politician tells you, or no matter what your party might be telling you, that's not the way it's supposed to work. You're supposed to talk it out. You're supposed to. And if you disagree, then you disagree. But there's no reason to go to violence.
Right. And shake hands and carry on.
Because you have a different opinion.
Right.
That's what makes us strong. That's what makes us great. Is we're allowed to have those other opinions. And, Charlie Kirk, he was a guy who came into the conversation prepared. I saw him tear up a lot of young students that had made very good points where I was like, oh, okay. And then Charlie knew more about it than the kids that had probably been studying in it for weeks. So, he came into the conversation prepared. He never personally attacked the person that oftentimes attacked him.
See, that's a tremendously beneficial ability to not go ad hominem, not to attack the individual, but to attack the argument. Because so many people devolve into and we see it, I'm not even going to say them, but, from the top down, you see that ad hominem attack all the time. And that's not beneficial either, because then it devolves. You need to have the respect for the other person's opinion. And as you said, you don't have to agree with them, but you have to respect their opinion, their right to have that opinion, whether it's just, and if you don't listen to them, you may not learn anything, because, you listen to somebody with an opposing viewpoint and you may glean something that you didn't understand, or may take you in a different direction than what your preconceived notion is.
Yeah. And we do it all the time on this show. You and I don't always agree. And sometimes I get a little more theatrical than I probably should, because people think I'm bullying you,
And I never do.
You never. Hopefully,
I never
you
do.
never do.
And
actually, people thought Mike was bullying me at times, and but that's not. It was to engage in that conversation, because I want to hear both sides of it. I probably don't always agree, because I think I'm right 98.3% of the time. And I think that's the way most confident people should feel.
Right.
But you still got that 3% out there that's floating out there. You need to kind of make sure you listen to all the facts. And I'm just, right now, I'm really sad for our country.
And a little bit frightened for what comes next.
And that's exactly it. I'm hoping that our president handles this in a compassionate and empathetic way, and not an attack. Now, should he go after the person that shot Charlie? 1,000%. And that person should be brought to justice, and that person should be penalized to whatever the crime will allow, the law will allow in the state of Utah.
Right.
And I don't know if they have corporal punishment or not.
Gary Gilmore.
Yeah. So
Firing squad in Utah.
okay. So it's a
Pretty sure,
firing
yeah.
squad.
Yeah.
So so I don't know how that is going to shake out. I think the fugitive that is now a fugitive and a criminal, hope they catch the right person.
Right.
I hope they're not hasty about it. I hope it's, very, very much able to be validated.
Right.
But there was 3,000 people there. They know exactly where it came from. Someone saw something.
Behind
Actually,
everybody,
a lot of people saw something.
Well,
So-
did they see that, or did they see what was in front of them? Unfortunately, because if he was 200 yards in back of them,
Yeah, but there was someone in that building. He had to leave that building.
Okay.
There was
Okay.
cameras in that building. Someone had to see him in that building.
all right.
You
Well, it's a college campus. You'd
college
expect.
campus,
Sure.
you'd
Right.
expect it to have, security cameras in
Yeah.
it. So, and unless was so crafty, and I think when you do a crime like this, you kind of expect to get caught. I would
Well,
think. I would
a
think
lot of people do
Well,
this
I would
as a-
think a
yeah.
rational person, but a rational person wouldn't do this either.
Right. Well, my fear is vigilante justice, because people are going to react in such a strong way to this that if they get the wrong person and do harm to that person who may be innocent, that's not good.
Well, and we talked about it just the other day, Amanda and I, about the Atlanta bomber.
Okay.
Richard Jewell.
Right.
We know the guy who was innocent. Tell me the guy who actually set the bomb.
Yeah.
But you knew Richard Jewell,
Right.
right?
Well, that's because
The
everybody
guy was
accused him.
innocent.
Right.
The guy was
Yeah.
innocent, but
Yeah.
he was just basically so. Get us make sure we get the right person.
Right. Exactly.
And
you
us
know,
make
stand
sure
down. Yeah.
us make sure we get the story right. Let law enforcement do their job. Me to
Mhm.
stay out of the way, and don't make assumptions. And I mean, it's just so important that we kind of listen to your neighbor, even if you don't agree with your neighbor.
Hear him out.
You don't need to say things like, I dropped 3 of my relatives because they're liberals.
Yeah, and I
Come on.
have friends who, you know, I mean, one of my dearest friends, I half the time he does it just to provoke me, but he's a lot more conservative and to the right than I am.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of my dearest and best friends, somebody I've known since the first day of college, so we're going on, 45 years. And to this day, one of my dearest and closest friends. Yet I have another friend of mine who I love dearly who will not speak to him because of his political leanings. And I just think that's absurd.
It's absurd.
It makes no sense.
I mean, unless they personally attacked you
No.
in some way, shape, or form,
No.
which some people do that from the other side. And then you're like, okay, that's who they're going to be. I don't need to be associated with them anymore. But, so the big question was the First Amendment. Is the First Amendment safe right now? And I think Democrats were asking that question yesterday because of a lot of the actions that Trump has taken.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now today, I think Republicans are asking the exact same question.
Well,
because
anybody who's a
of-
political speaker.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So, I think Democrats were like, Trump tries to put his thumb on the press, or Trump tries to put
Absolutely.
his thumb
Right.
on the media.
The media, for sure.
So they were asking this question yesterday. And guess what you have in common now with Republicans? They're asking the same damn question now.
Mhm.
So look at what you have in common. You're Americans. All of you are Americans. And you both want to know, is our freedom of speech and expression and press, is that really safe? And I don't have the answer to it.
You start seeing news organizations like CBS, which was, the Tiffany Network, doing things to, placate the president and go much more conservative because of some of the accusations that have been passed down, which are, really kind of frivolous accusations when it comes right down to it, because some of the things that happened on CBS happened on Fox. So nobody's above reproach there. It's the media.
No, it's every
they've
one
got
of it.
deadlines. They've got editorial comment that they need to do, or editorial controls. They have timing issues. I don't think a lot of it was intentional. Some of it might be. There may be a bias to a lot of it, but not necessarily. So the problem is, we jump ugly early and don't respect other people or their ability to have opinions that are different from your own.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it needs to come down to. It needs to come down to respect. Respect the fact that somebody doesn't agree with you, and shake hands, break bread, and carry on. And if you don't want to break bread with them, say thanks. I'm not interested in talking to you right now, but you don't need to be harsh and you don't need to be violent by any stretch of the imagination. There's no excuse for that.
And this is the thing I really want to warn people against is, and Josh, and I saw some of the same things. This is the last straw. Republicans are saying this is the last straw. And
To do what?
They're cutting out all liberals but you guys were the same ones that were bitching about the Democrats overreacting and calling the president a dictator. Okay, because they're allowed to have that voice. You're allowed to be angry. Republicans, you're allowed to be angry over this. Democrats were allowed to be angry over Trump winning. They're allowed to be angry, and they're allowed to have that voice. Do I agree with either side? Not all the time.
Right.
I float right there. But I mean, they're allowed. Both sides are allowed to have that voice. So don't try and steal. Don't try and do what you felt they were doing to you. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
So, Blake, sorry to.
Yeah, sure,
Keep going.
and plus it's more than a person than just what they have on their voter registration card. There's more what they have to who they vote for president. I know like Josh was saying this is the last straw to deal with liberals. I'm a registered Democrat, but you work with me fine. We're co-workers during this. But there's more to the personality. There's more to the person than just what you believe in your politics, and that's unfortunate.
And I'm not saying I am clearly not flawless. Everyone who knows me knows most of my flaws. Like my skeletons.
He's still my foolish heart.
My skeletons are not in the closet. My skeletons dance on the street, and they're out there where everyone can see.
What I said, my autobiography is my life is an open book.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one for sure.
But the thing is you've got to give other people grace for what they believe, what their religion is. I mean, you're no different. If you're doing this, you're no different than Catholics and Protestants 400 years ago.
Hey, or today.
I mean, or the Palestinians and the Israelis. You already hate them because they have that identity, and that's not the way it's intended.
Right. Have a meal with somebody and see.
I'm not a religious guy, but I'm pretty sure there's not a religion out there that tells you to hate everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
Everybody different. You
Right.
got to accept people for what they are. So,
all right, the big thing. All right, the big thing then is like, okay, so we're just super divided.
Yeah.
What is the big thing that's going to unite us? What is it going to be?
Well, hopefully, the president has a great opportunity to do that, but more importantly, I hope it doesn't devolve into, reciprocal violence on this.
and that's
that's
where
the thing that scares me almost the most right now.
And that's where my concern is at, is everyone's allowed to have their voice. Charlie Kirk was allowed to have his voice. All right. And we can't blame all Democrats for one individual's actions. Was that person more than likely leaning in that direction? More than likely.
But we don't know.
But we don't know that.
Right.
We don't know the details of that. We don't know if he's personally we know none of that. But we're so quick as a society, because everything's out there in the public, to make judgment, to spew off things that you think are true,
Right.
which you're 100% allowed to do. But don't do it with hatred. Just don't do it with hatred. And that's the level. You understand what I'm trying to do is you're taking yourself to the level of that gunman or gunwoman because of something that person said, and you probably have zero personal interaction with that human being.
We're going to go on the presumption that this was targeted at Charlie Kirk in particular, because if it was somebody who was looking to make a mass shooting, they didn't. Whether
they only took one shot.
Correct.
Yeah, it sounds
right.
like.
So it was a plethora of targets available. Whether the person was hurried or wanted to get out of there or not, but until they get them and get a motivation, it looks like this was a targeted assassination of Charlie Kirk.
Mm-hmm. And it could be somebody, because Charlie Kirk is close to the president. This could have been a shot on the president and less to do with Charlie Kirk. We don't know enough about it.
Right.
We just don't. I mean, I just know that the person that did this had hate in their heart, and that makes me sad, no matter what the reason is. And they definitely had some mental issues that take you to this level. You randomly just don't do this. You just don't. So
yeah, no, there's no excuse for it. There's no rational reason for it. Let's put it that way, because this is completely an irrational act.
Yeah.
Murdering somebody for their viewpoint in particular, let alone any reason to murder somebody, is just, as I was saying to Bobby earlier, it's just vile.
yeah, no, there's everyone should in our country, and this is going back to the original question. In our country, we made it the very first amendment for a reason, and we should be able to say what we think and still feel safe in our homes.
And on the streets.
and on the streets. So I don't want it to. I think he happened to be talking about a transgender or something like that.
He was talking about
This was not a transgender issue. Even if that shooter is a transgender
Right.
person,
right.
this still is not a transgender issue. That person's a criminal, and then whatever identity you want to put on them, feel free to do that, but do it without hatred and do it without bigotry. Because, we keep using the word prejudice, but it's probably more bigotry than prejudice.
Okay.
So I mean, just by the definitions of it, I think it's probably more that than bigotry, or bigotry than prejudice
Right.
in this particular topic.
Or
So.
intolerance of others or others' views.
Yeah. So all right, let's lighten up a little bit, and thank you guys for letting us talk through that. And we're the First Amendment is something we have to protect and we have to feel safe with. So, Mr. President, if you're watching,
Right, if you're listening to us.
I know you're a regular, even though you don't write in the comments a whole lot. If you're a regular, please handle this with empathy and compassion.
The comments that are in all caps aren't the president? I thought it was the president watching us.
Yeah, it might be.
Okay.
It might
All
be.
right, I'm hoping.
Yeah. So hopefully he
Right. This is an opportunity for him. This is a huge, huge opportunity for him.
hears the words
and the country.
that are coming out of our mouth and
Yep.
uses them uses his position in a way that's beneficial and not divisive.
And in all fairness to him, because of his close relationship with Charlie Kirk, it's going to be difficult for him.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be difficult for him to hold his anger, certainly his sadness, because of the situation and his relationship. It's not. This is not somebody who is anonymous to the president.
All right, and Bobby, you don't have to demolish it. I will sign it and we'll sell it for charity. So we still get some good out of it, because I'm sure that's not an attractive shrine if it's to me.
Now I'm confused as to what Bobby's talking about.
You didn't read what he said?
Yeah, but which is the shrine to you?
Oh, he's just saying that,
Oh, okay.
be empathetic out there, and yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, Wager Wire, sir. The second week of football. All right, I am no longer an NFL fan
Hey, how about them Jaguars?
because I don't think the Dolphins are going to win.
Hold on 1 second. I just realized I need to do something. Give me 1 second.
What is going on?
Either we got late breaking news or somebody from Land Title Heroes early.
that statue at?
Oh, somebody must have done well. Oh, yeah, Mr. Bonus Bet. I see.
$20 bonus bet. Turn it to 100.
All right.
He's got the statue. Blake has taken the Wager Wire statue.
Yeah.
I have not had the Wager Wire statue in about 4 weeks.
And I was 20 yards away from taking it right out of his hands.
Yes, but the most important, Blake, that might have been a $20 bonus bet. Good for you. The bet that mattered. The very, very most.
Talking about our lunch
The Reds took 2 out of 3.
from the failing New York Mets.
Well, the failing Cincinnati Reds took 2 out of 3
Right.
from the failing New York Mets. They were all good games, though.
They were great games, right to the last out, every one of them.
They were all good games.
You know.
They were all good games.
Boy, it's going to really hurt you if the Mets sneak in as the third wild card and the Reds don't.
And the
Because I don't know that I can hold out hope for the Mets
Re-
making the third wild card.
The
now.
Reds squeaked out a game against San Diego last night, and I still need. I think I need 70. I think I might need 80 games from the Reds, which means they still have to
They're
play.
in their 70s.
Yeah, so I think there's 73 right now. Let's check the standings.
Yeah, but you got the Dodgers covered, right?
Yeah, the Dodgers cannot get there. They're at 73 wins right now.
The Reds.
The Reds are.
Okay.
I think they have 20 games left right there, just under 20, like 18 games left.
Okay.
And they have to win 7
6
of the
them,
18.
right? Yeah, okay.
So I think
They
I
play the
need.
Mets again?
I wish. I wish. Let me see if I need 79. And these are bets that I made
Right.
months,
Futures bets.
months
Yeah.
ago.
Futures.
Months ago. And let's see. Check my bets. Let's go to the upcoming. I have the Raiders. This is my future bet. I have the
Oh, okay.
Raiders winning at least 6.5 games. I think
So they need to
think
win
gotta-
7.
So they got to win. Now they only have to win
5.
6.
6, right.
6 left. All right. I have the Jaguars winning more than 7.5 games.
Okay.
So now all they have to do is win 7 games. All right. I have the Dodgers winning less than 104.5 games.
Oh, you're fine with that
Okay.
one.
So I think I'm completely good with that one. That one's going to happen. And the Reds have to get to 80 games. So
Okay.
those are my future bets for the seasons. So maybe what I'm figuring out is maybe I should only play future bets.
That's not a bad
'Cause
idea. You just
right
got to
now-
sit there forever,
Because
though.
right now I'm feeling good about it, but it takes me months to collect.
Right, exactly.
And that's actually a good savings account for me the way I've been betting lately.
Well, my 2 future bets was the Mets to win the NL and then the Mets to win the World Series. So neither of them were going to pay off a whole lot because the Mets were such a preseason favorite, especially after signing Soto.
Mhm.
But who's, by the way, 30-30-30. Good for him. What's the other 30? 30 home runs, 30 steals. Oh, and like 1,000 walks or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,000
It's
walks.
pretty damn close.
That's
yeah.
a lot- that's a lot of walks.
Well, yeah. They don't pitch to him. It's, they're smart. They don't pitch to the man.
Yeah, that's a lot of walks. So no, I just went back in my history, and I'm 4 bets away from my last victory,
Okay.
which is not good.
Right.
It's not good. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah,
Josh, how you doing out there in your world?
he's not happy.
Yeah, is he's still with us, and he's not taking home the trophy either?
No, I guess the Bears and the Ravens crushed him. At least I got Minnesota.
Mhm.
They covered for me. But, man, I think Cincinnati beat up a whole lot of people this weekend. I think Cincinnati crushed a lot of people. I think in the King of the Hill pool, where you're taking your team and it's a single elimination, you lose, you're done.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would have taken Cincinnati over Cleveland. And the line wasn't bad. It was like 5.5.
That was my
5.5.
that was my free bonus bet was Cincinnati. It was 5.5
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that the one I did in our bet too. That was our 3-pointer, wasn't it?
I believe it was our 3-pointer though.
That was
so
our
yeah,
3-pointer.
well, it was my 5-pointer,
I lost.
so good
I
for
lost
you.
that one, and we ended up with 6 points.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
ended up with 3 because I lost Cincinnati
And you
and,
lost your 1-pointer.
my 1-pointer. Who,
yeah. Thankfully though, our 1-pointer was the Vegas game, and then our 5-pointer was the. I think it was the Commanders game. Then they just demolished them. So
Yeah, the Commanders game was our 5-pointer, definitely. But the games this week. What are you guys thinking for the games this week? Which ones are just, oh, you got this?
for the pros or collegiate?
For the pros,
Okay.
because a lot of collegiate still, you got to kind of let that flush out a little bit,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Because college,
Yeah, it's still early in
college,
there.
I mean, Florida losing to South Florida, wasn't seeing that happening.
Yeah.
Nobody did.
Yeah,
And-
but the big college football game this week is the 3:30 Saturday game, which is Georgia Tennessee though.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big one though. So yeah, so we can stick to the pros on that one.
All right. So I mean, here's the games. We got Washington, Green Bay tomorrow night.
You had some good games.
Okay, that's an excellent game. A lot of amazing athletes in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland, Baltimore. You got to think Baltimore. What's the line on that? You got to think
Well-
Baltimore. They're at home.
Let's see.
And they're
And they're
angry.
pissed.
And they're
And
angry.
they're pissed.
They're
Minus
angry
12.
because 12
Yeah,
in
11,
a
and,
pro
11 and a
game
half.
of
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Cleveland stayed with
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
every step
All
of the
right.
way.
And then you got Jacksonville at Cincinnati.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
going to be a tough game
So-
for the
so
Jags.
cool.
but
That's a tough game. I'm staying away from that game.
No.
I think Jacksonville's more talented this year, and they're going to have a good season.
Mhm.
But I'm staying away from that game. I think Dallas is going to whoop up on the Giants, even though the Giants did not look awful. I thought they were going to be the worst team in the league, and obviously it's the Miami Dolphins. So,
Still a little bit early to say on that front, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
definitely pretty.
well, it's New York, so they're getting cranky on Russell Wilson after one game, unfortunately.
yeah.
Yeah, but the big America game of the week though is the 1-4-25 game.
The
It's,
Philadelphia KC.
the Eagles Kansas City game.
Yeah. And I actually like Philly in that game.
Yes.
I like
Yeah.
Philly against Kansas City. I think
Where are they?
They're in Kansas City.
they're in Kansas
It's a
City.
challenge. It's only a 1 point
It's
Philadelphia.
gonna be a loud game. So
But if you're looking, if anybody's looking to take the Aints,
Mhm.
this could be the week because San Francisco is beat up.
yeah,
They're bringing in a new kicker. Purdy's hurt. Who's his face? Tight end is out. Kittle is out.
Mhm.
So they're beat pillar to post.
I can't. I don't think I can name 2 players on New Orleans.
Yeah.
I know I can't.
But however, though,
Because they're Rattler.
there's another big news that.
Alvin Kamara.
hold on.
I don't have it.
I'm good.
But there's a big news that came out of the 49ers, though, which is apparently Mac Jones is going to be the probable starter for
Right.
the 49ers because Brock Purdy's dealing with a shoulder injury and a toe injury.
Correct.
Okay.
And they got rid of their kicker too.
Yes.
All right. Here's Blake. What you had top pick last time and you nailed it. All right. So I'm gonna see what is your top pick and see if it's in my top 3.
My top pick is going to be. I'm going to say. No, definitely not the Rams. I'm actually going to go with the surprisingly a little bit of an upset with the Colts plus 1.5 over the Broncos.
I do not like that game at all. All right.
Neither
So
do I, because my quarterback is on the Broncos. But by that same token, Colts played very well.
I like Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix is going to bounce back, and I think he's going to be okay.
So did I tell you when I drafted in the fantasy draft, and I picked Bo Nix way too early with better quarterbacks in back of him because I kind of liked the guy. The freaking computer booed me.
It actually booed you.
It actually booed me.
How many points did he get you this week?
Like 19.
Okay, that's not enough for a quarterback. Yeah.
Oh no,
That's not enough.
Might have been even
right.
a little less than that.
Lenny, what's your top
I'm
pick?
thinking that Dallas at home against the Giants laying 6.
All right, that is my number 2 game. All right, that's my number 2 game out there. I actually like Arizona at home against Carolina.
Carolina's not going to be good this season.
I think Carolina's a bottom tier, bottom 5. They're out there battling for first round picks. So Blake, do you like either one, the Dallas or Arizona picks?
I think I prefer the Arizona pick a bit better because I'm not sure how well there's still concerns about Bryce Young going to year 3. So I do see Arizona as a better complete team, but not like a good team. But still,
What's the line on that? What are they giving up?
Carolina
6.5.
6.5 points.
Okay, that's a lot of points, but I
And-
think they're better. I think they're a touchdown better.
And I find this one confusing as well. Even though Tampa Bay's on the road, they're a 2.5 point dog to Houston in Houston.
Yeah, that quarterback at Houston's a stud, though. So
Yeah.
at home, he plays well. Yeah. No, I mean, Blake, what was your second pick? And we'll come to your second pick because I gave 2.
All right,
It's okay.
Second pick. It feels like I really don't want to do this, but it feels like I have to. Steelers -3 against the Seahawks.
And they're at home.
They're at home.
Pittsburgh's at home.
I can get behind that one, buddy. So I don't mind that one being our big one, and Arizona being our number 2. What do you think?
I think that's not bad. I think New Orleans has got to change. Well, New Orleans is just so tough to forecast. They really are. I think Philadelphia is going to be pissed going into KC. They got embarrassed toward the end of the game.
I think Philadelphia is just a better team than KC right now.
Absolutely.
I think KC has veterans, and they'll be there at the end. And I think they got a coach that knows how to manage throughout the season. Like a Mike Tomlin, he knows how to manage throughout the season. Most of the time, he just doesn't have the talent to get him there.
Right.
I like Philadelphia over KC on the road.
I think the Chargers over the Raiders in Las Vegas laying 3.5. I'd prefer if it was 2.5. Because I think the Chargers are a solid team.
Yeah.
And I think
I think the quarterback is a top 3 quarterback.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I really do.
And he's settled down, He's just got to keep his knees
I can't believe
in
he
cheese.
took Bo Nix over him.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see if he was available. I think he was. No, he went.
All right, Blake. So right now we're saying Pittsburgh as our number 1,
Yes.
Arizona as our number 2.
Yes.
How do you feel about Philadelphia over Kansas City
Yeah, I'm fine with that as a number
as
our
our
number 3.
1-pointer?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we're
And actually, I don't mind switching. I don't mind switching the Philly pick to number 3 to the 3-pointer possibly.
over Arizona. I think Arizona. I think we leave them where they're at.
Okay.
Because and you're gonna stay at the number 1 pick until we don't hit the number 1 pick.
Got it.
Sound fair?
Works for me.
Keep that streak alive.
Okay, so I picked Knicks foolishly, and like I said, this is the worst fantasy draft I've done in doing this for 30 years.
Were you wearing a Jaguars hat at the time?
I wasn't. That could have been the problem.
If you was?
I was not.
Oh no! I mean, if you were, then that was going to be your excuse.
I did have my Dwayne Smoot jersey with me, and little did I know his number changed from 91 to 94 because Armstead now wears 91.
Oh.
But at least he's back. Look, he spent a year in Buffalo, and my jersey wasn't any good. At least he's back on the Jaguars. I can pencil out the number. But I took Bo Nix. The only 4 quarterbacks before that were Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels, and Joe Burrow. I took Bo Nix with both Hurts, Mahomes, and Herbert still available.
I'm okay with the passing on Mahomes because he doesn't always throw.
Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of his anyway, so I have a hard time.
Think he's a winner.
Yeah,
He is a winner.
Oh no, I drafted horribly.
Herbert should have been your pick of that.
I drafted horribly.
So, what was your third pick on your games? You like the?
Did I say the
Chargers?
Raiders? I like the Chargers. Yeah,
you like the Chargers.
I mean, it's a shame because I like the Raiders. Is they're coming back to be my team these days.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about baseball. Baseball season's coming to an end. Mets are hanging on.
Oh, good. Yes,
hanging on with the
by their
wild
fingernails.
card. But I'm going to go to the wild card and see who's out there right now. In the wild card in the National League is you have Chicago, San Diego, the Mets, and San Francisco, with the division leaders being Milwaukee, Philadelphia, and Los Angeles.
And they're starting to look a lot safer.
All right. San Francisco is 74-71, and Cincinnati is 73-72. So,
and we're the Mets.
Yeah. And the Mets are 76-69.
Yeah, so the Mets lose 2 more games, and they're going to get jumped by either of those teams.
Yeah. So, so we need to play the Mets more.
Yeah,
right.
Everybody does apparently.
That is the National League, the American League, the Young League, the Baby League.
Right.
All right.
The junior circuit.
The junior circuit. We have Toronto is 83-61. Detroit is 83-62. Houston is 78-67. They're leading their divisions. All right. And then in the wild card, you have the Yankees at 80-64. All right. Boston at 81-65. So they're pretty much in a dead heat there. Yankees have a little percentage on them. And then Seattle is 77-68.
That's all Cal Raleigh.
And Texas is 77-70. How many wild cards go?
3 now.
3?
3 now.
Okay. So the outside looking in is Texas, and on the other side is San Francisco on the outside looking in with Cincinnati directly behind them.
Well, good news for Texas in the fact that DeGrom's pitching against the Mets for the first time since he left the Mets.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that should be an interesting game for some reason.
In New York? Or?
Not sure.
Okay. All right. So, and that's tonight?
No, I think the Mets still get beat up by the Phillies one more time.
Oh, okay. All right. So they got to take one more ass whooping.
Yeah.
So, which is, I mean, I hate to root against your team.
So do I, but every now and again.
We need help to get there.
Yeah.
We need help to get there. So, so that's where we're at. Games tonight. Abbott is pitching against the Padres for the Reds. He's been kind of a fairly steady guy.
Skeens is pitching.
Getting 0 run support. But he's pitching against Bavetta from San Diego, who's having a really good year. He's having a good year.
Yeah.
He's 13-5 with a 2.85. Sale is pitching a much better pitcher than his record. He's got an ERA of 2.38. with a record of only 5-4.
Well, he missed the beginning of the
Yeah, he did.
season too. So
Yeah, he missed several games, but still, he should. And Skeens is against Wells. Skeens. Hear this. Skeens ERA 1.98. All right, with a record of 10-9. 1.98 with a record of 10-9. To me, you put him on the Yankees, he wins 700 games.
Yes.
So,
But at least he has a winning record though. So
He does.
win Cy Young.
he does have a winning record.
now, yeah,
Well, here's my rule.
he's got like 3 more starts for the season.
Here's my rule. Let me go back to the standings. Okay, go back to the standings here. Divisional.
How far back is Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh is 64-81. All right, the Cy Young is the person that helped their team the most. If his team finishes dead last, with or without him, his team would still be
Dead last.
That's why I had a problem when Andre Johnson won the MVP.
How many games back is Pittsburgh?
Games back, there are 24 games back.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to reach them.
No. There's 24
They could win
games
every
back.
game and they still wouldn't get there.
Yeah. So, I mean, well, that's against Milwaukee. Milwaukee's just
They're unconscious.
They're beasts
Unconscious.
right now. They're beasts right now. But the Pittsburgh, they're not the worst team. They're not even close. Colorado's so bad.
Colorado's horrible.
Colorado's so bad. They won 40 games.
All right, so let's take a little sidetrack here for a second because this is Wager Wire, and I've got some new information on Pete Rose, who, by the way, is still dead.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Oh, Francisco Franco still dead.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Okay.
Pete would.
And that's the point.
Yeah.
There you go. So we were talking earlier that apparently the FBI has a policy that the FBI publicly releases its files on a person following that person's death,
Okay.
unless you're Jeffrey Epstein. So we'll leave that alone for now. But
Yeah.
redactions to protect privacy and confidential
I
sources.
think the FBI did release it. It's just
Right.
administration has not
Right.
released it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it was on her desk for a little while.
Yeah.
In the 1980s gambling situation and narcotics operation run by the Ronald Peters, who was Pete Rose's bookie, a guy by the name of Ronald Peters was his bookie. The information was included in the Dowd report, Commissioner of Baseball. This guy died in 2016, so they released the stuff after he died. Among the documents was a 1987 memo requesting the FBI investigation, citing a cooperating witness who said at one time Pete Rose owned Peters. That's where it gets confusing because it's Pete Rose and Peters.
What is Peters?
Peters is the bookie. Ronald Peters and Pete Rose.
He owed. I thought you said he owned Peters like it was a restaurant. Okay.
No. That's
he
why it's
owed-
confusing because you
he
got Pete.
owed Peters.
Pete and
The
Peters.
last name's Peters.
Right,
Okay,
exactly.
got
So it's
it.
getting a little confusing there.
I'm glad we cleared that up. And now it's clear as mud.
Exactly. Thank you, Mr. Clement. That was one of the things that my high school physics teacher would say all the time. So y'all understand that? Clear as mud? Good. Let's move on. At one time, Rose owed Peters $90,000 in wagering losses. They also said that they would see him going in the private entrance to a club called Jonathan's that Peters owned and alleged that Pete Rose was a silent partner in that bar, operated in Cincinnati before the bookie moved to Franklin, Ohio. 1987 interview. Somebody said that Pete Rose would bet on 10 football games a weekend. In 1986, around 1,000 to 2,000 per game. And at one point, Pete Rose owed Peters $80,000.
Okay.
The individual believes that Pete Rose only bet on football, basketball, horse racing. He never saw Rose place a bet on a baseball game.
This was his bookie.
No, this was somebody who was a cooperating witness against the
Okay.
bookie.
Okay.
Right, exactly. The report also said the individual believed another person stole $3,500 of Pete Rose's money. Very Shoney Otani of him. Okay. But then Pete Rose... earlier this year, the settlement with MLB in '89, when Pete Rose decided to agree to a lifetime ban from baseball, Rob Manfred, Cornell alumni, reinstated Rose and 16 others from the permanently ineligible risk, ruling that a lifetime ban ends upon death.
Yeah.
Okay, fair
That
enough.
makes sense.
Yep. So
He's no longer alive.
exactly. So Rose, who died at 83, can be eligible for the Veterans Committee, which meets in 2027. So that's the next time that the Classic Baseball Committee. He's a classic now.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until 2004 that Rose admitted he actually bet on baseball games he managed, and in 2015 he admitted he bet on games that he played in as well. So that Pete Rose finally admitted that.
Yeah.
And you know, the one rule in Major League Baseball is you're not allowed to bet on diamond sports.
No.
Anything that involves a baseball, softball, t-ball,
Yeah.
little league.
Can't
So-
bet on it. Can't bet on it.
But that was
So,
interesting.
Yeah. So the guy basically said he never saw him do it, but Pete admitted
Right.
to doing it.
He,
so.
he finally admitted that yes, I did.
All right. Well, good luck with your wager wire picks this week.
Goodness gracious, yes, sir.
Um,
Well, I'll probably be using my $20 get.
You're using that one?
Yeah, this
All
week.
right.
Yeah.
But we have land title coming in, so we're going to step out of here to let those guys set up. We got trivia tonight at Amici's, and then we'll be back here on Bollocks tomorrow night.
Yep.
We'll bring some interesting topic to the table, and hopefully we come up with something amazing and entertaining for you.
And just to circle back to the beginning, please be kind and tolerant with each other. It's so important. It was more important. It was important yesterday. It's more important today and going forward. Tolerance,
Yeah.
understanding,
Empathy.
exactly. Differing viewpoints are just that, differing viewpoints.
Yeah.
So please,
I have no problem telling Lenny when he's wrong.
when am I wrong?
That's the whole point. You have no problem telling me when I'm wrong.
No, not in the least.
All right. Thank you,
Goodbye.
guys. We appreciate it. Have a
Be
good night.
safe.